It's not often Arbour Park comes face to face with a new opponent, but tonight is one of those nights. Welcome to the new team on the town, the increasingly towering AFC Totton, with a fourth trophy in 5 seasons on the horizon for him and his Stags. Son of '66 World Cup winner Jimmy is having a ball once again. A ball will also be had the next time Davis's Rebels line up here in SL2. That being with an Emirates FA Cup third round Titan clash in sight. Before then though, there are 2 more serious tussles to be had as Scott & Co look to leave their drop zone position behind. The lineup that the town player manager goes with to achieve that objective sees Goddard and Myers out for Drake, Thomas and Dice, who start alongside Dubois, Skipper, Osijala, Walker, Roth, Borgnes, Clark, scorer from Saturday, Makowski, Shakpoke and Davis himself. On the bench for the Rebels, it's Odgerman, Jordan Greenwich, Nelson and Jana, as well as the aforementioned Goddard and Myers. The Stags, meanwhile, up for Max Evans in goal. It's then Joe Osler, who you might recall from his time at QPR and Aldershot Town, Luke Hallett, Lee Hodson, the captain Scott Rendell, Tony Lee, ex-Rebel Malachi Linton, Ryan Jackson, Christy Batzelis, Tyler Cordner and Craig Tanner, who represented England at under 16 level in his youth. Making up the substitutes, Ball selects Hornstrup, Carter, Declan Rose, Luke Bennett, Ralph Vigras and the French forward Hisham Kassimi. And going out for a throw-in to Totton, who line up in their all-white strip this evening. Rothard moved a few yards away from it. He's now proceeded back to that line. This is Craig Tanner on his left foot. Launches the ball into the box towards the back post to Cordner. And it comes back into the centre to Malachi Linton. And on his return to Arbour Park, the AFC Totton number 11 gives the away side the lead.
Yeah, just a long cross into the back post. Headed back across, wasn't dealt with the first time, and it's just fallen nicely onto the right foot of Malachi Linton, just outside the 6-yard line.
And it goes all the way through to Dubois. That's a really poor ball from Tyrese Dice, and Linton goes for goal, and he had Dubois scrambling there.
It's, you know, for players at this level to actually lift the ball over the top isn't too difficult a task. There was no pressure on Dice at the time of the pass. So I just don't understand why he's tried to drive it across.
Walker gets the ball in. That's a good save at the front post by Max Evans. He only palms it away. Here is Tyrese Dice. Dice breaking forward, looking for options. He plays in Borgnes. Borgnes back to Dice. And now to Davis, who takes it first time. That's a beautiful switch of play from Scott Davis. That's just sort of technique that you never lose. Here is Drakes Thomas. Back to Dan Roth. Gives it Drakes Thomas again. Curls the ball into the box, and breaking in there at the back post is Harvey Walker, who couldn't get to it in time. Down the line towards Shakpo. There's Drakes Thomas getting over. Drakes Thomas looks down, flick the ball in behind. There's Makowski. Makowski onto it, and he was so nearly at his 10th goal for the season. This is Harvey Walker playing the ball back to Tyrese Dice. Rolling the ball under the balls of his feet. Now to Borgnes, gives it back to Dice. Dice in the red boots comes forward and plays the ball towards Shakpoke. Shakpoke loses it, and Tanner will now play the ball down the other end to Malachi Linton, who's onside. Linton's in, and Linton finishes in such a composed manner. Wow, that was even more composed than his first. And that one was taken with sheer confidence. This one, it was almost Thierry Henry-esque. Got in behind the back line, opened up his body, and played the ball over to the opposite side of Dubois' goal, and ever so slightly shy of Dubois' farhand post, Gary. Sort of manner, you know, the likes of Linton and Tanner and Ryan Jackson. I know it's a huge budget that they have there, but also completely unproven as a team beforehand at this level.
There's a bit from the bench, but not enough for me on the pitch.
But his own part is interesting in that. I know he's had some good touches himself, some switches and work on the ball. But on the whole, he's a centre-half that's playing in a side that's currently 2-0 down.
It's just astounding there that he's pulled it back to the halfway line just to stop play.
Flicked on by Shakpo. This is now McCallum! Jacob Borgness, should I say, actually. Myers instead. We got there in the end, but the Rebels are back in the game at 2-1.
Yeah, just picked up that ball on the halfway line. Maybe did work out into Slough's favour in the end after all.
Osherman plays it back to Scott Davis. Davis coming forward. Davis piling on the energy, showing the leadership that he wants all of his team to possess. Cleared up at the back there by Cordner. It's now rolled into Dan Roth. Dan Roth taking the shot on, and Dan Roth, his eyes opened. The goal opened at his mercy, and albeit the angle was tight, he went for goal, and it was a decent effort, but in the end ends up evading the right top corner as he saw it. This is Malachi Linton looking to get the ball past Roth. He's now doing his defensive duties, holding up the former Rebel. It's gone from the Tottenham left to right with Hodson. Hodson's now got it back. He plays the ball in first time. There's Lee. Scott Rendell might get on it. Scott Rendell puts the ball in the net, but the flag has fortunately gone up for offside.
Just forcing Rendell to be in that offside position.
More goals going in around the league as well. We'll bring you to those in a second. Fikowski comes forward, but Nelson plays it off to Harvey Walker. Walker wants to take the ball down the town left. Walker goes inside to Victor Mikowski. Mikowski takes the shot on, and he's hit the bar! Well, to start with, that looked like it was going way over, but it dipped ferociously at the last moment. Walker now applying the pressure. It's gone out, and Walker actually wins the throw-in. The last touch came off the Dagenham and Redbridge Loney Vigras. And now coming forward is Mikowski. Didn't quite have the venom behind that shot that the Rebels 11 would have hoped for from Craig Tanner. Is this going to be another? Goes towards the back post with Cordner, and that's a brilliant save from Dubois.
Give him that licence to get forward and attack on a more regular basis.
Here is Victor Mikowski. Mikowski is now in behind. Mikowski's been forced out to his right slightly. And as he was pushed and pressed there by Osler and Tanner towards the byline, the last touch ends up coming off the former Oxford City man, Osler, and out for a corner ball to the Rebels. The big body sent up here, Roth and Janner as the ball comes in. Goddard's corner doesn't beat the front post. Janner's done well to win that there. This is now Johnny Goddard again. Goddard looking to take on his man. He gets the ball towards the centre of the box. There's Oshijala. Shakpo getting up. There's Osherman! The Rebels are level! 2-0 down! And the boys were not out! 2-1 down! And the boys definitely weren't out! Because with 5 minutes left of the 90 to play, it's all square at Arbor Park. The away side, and Malachi Linton, you'll be glad to know, has come out in place of Luke Bennett, and As the corner now comes in, you will have heard a penalty has been awarded. Jack blocks him. The referee walks away, blows his whistle. Goddard steps up on his right and he puts it in! We have come full circle here at Harbour Park! Absolutely sensational scenes! The Rebel Army are on their feet! Who can believe this? Who saw this coming at half-time?
All level at 3-2.
We'll miss that bit. 8 minutes has been added on. The ball goes in there and that's a brilliant save from Dubois. Trickles into the gloves of Evans, who launches long, and there is the full-time whistle. What a huge 3 points for the Rebels. They love Tuesday nights here at Harbour Park. 2-0 here last week at home to Farnborough. 2-0 down here this week at home to AFC Totton, but that didn't stop Scotty's boys. Jared Myers off the bench, first off, lovely little turn, and into the far corner. He struck to get the Rebels back into it first off. Peter Osherman, also off the bench. He was there in the box, right place, right time, stabbing it home to make it 2 and grabbing the equaliser for the Rebels. And then, of course, the saviour, as he's been for so many years in an amber and navy shirt, Johnny Goddard, the final super sub off the bench, coming on to secure a penalty that was really fiercely won by Dan Roth, slotting it down the middle and sending the Rebel Army into pandemonium.